Are you looking for some tips on how to organize your closet? If so, this video is definitely for you. If you're new to my channel and you haven't been here before, my name is Sophie from Sophisticated Organization. I'm so glad you're here with me today because I am going to show you how I organize my closet and my accessories and give you a little tour of my apartment closet. If you guys are excited, let's jump right into the content because I want to show you exactly how I organize my clothing so you can copy some of these things and maybe get a little bit of inspiration to organize your closet as well. You'll first see when we walk into the right, that's where we have our long hanging. We split that up as half my husband's and half mine. I have the right half where I have all of my long dresses. Of course, that's where you want to put all of your long hanging clothing. And then on the left-hand side, my husband has some of his extra hangers, his belts, and then his winter jackets because our front hall closet is a little bit small and I definitely took that over. So he uses his long hang for his winter jackets. Above that, my husband has some extra storage there as well. I keep my slippers and some extra bedding type items. In the middle, as you walk straight into the closet, you will see a dark, tall cabinet. That's actually where we store all of our laundry. So you'll see all of the laundry bins in there, and we have them divided. So the top bin is all of our delicates that need to be hand washed or brought to the dry cleaner. The next one is going to be all of our light clothing. Below that is our dark clothing. Below that is our workout gear, and I do keep that separate because I don't use fabric softener when I wash my workout clothing, and sometimes I do a little scent boost or something with my workout clothing as well. And then at the very bottom, we keep all of our towels. So I love pre-sorting my laundry. It works really well for us. I did this when I was single or just dating my husband and had it in my old apartment. So we brought it over here and implemented the same system, and it seems to still be working quite well. On the left-hand side of the closet, that's where we have the rest of our clothing. My husband took the top. Of course, he's taller, so that's a lot easier for him, and I'm a lot shorter, so it makes sense for me to have the bottom. I don't really fuss with his clothing too much. He organizes all of that on his own, but for me, I of course organize mine because it goes so far back there. I like to keep things that I use the most often near the front. So that's all of my short sleeve and long sleeve tops. I intermix them. I don't really differentiate between short sleeve and long sleeve, but I do actually organize those in rainbow order, Roy G. Biv, with all of those short sleeves and long sleeves intermixed together. The next section I have is all of my tank tops, and I do divide those out and then put those in color order. Beyond that, we have all of my jackets, leather jackets, and kind of blazer type jackets. My winter jackets again are in the front hall closet, but the blazers and leather jackets I have here organized in rainbow order. After that, I have skirts and then formal pants that I usually wear to work. Beyond that, just a couple of other small like beach items and things like that that are at the way end of the closet that I don't even worry about because they're so far back there and they're used the least often. We do also have a shelving unit back behind the door in the closet when you first turn to the left, and that's where my husband keeps all of his clothing that he likes to fold. We have a dresser, which I will show you in a minute, but with all of the clothing that he folds, he keeps it on this shelf at the very bottom. I've kind of taken that over as a mix for the two of us of clothing that we either need to donate or sell or things that we've just purchased or maybe you might want to return. It's kind of just like a catch-all shelf. So he uses everything from that second shelf and up, and that bottom shelf, it just kind of rotates as to what it is. And right now it has some donations and items that I want to sell because I have been busy with the sophisticated declutter and decluttering a lot of my clothing and accessories. So those things are ready to be sold and donated. In my bedroom here, I'm not going to go too in depth because I've actually done a full video giving you a tour of my organized dresser, which I'll link in the cards above if you want to go check that out as well. This is a space where I keep all of my folded clothing. Again, it's something that I brought with me from my last apartment. I did try and offer up some space for my husband in here, but he declined and took over the shelving unit in the closet and is perfectly happy with that. So I have all my folded clothing in here, and I would really really encourage you to check out that video and get a full breakdown of exactly how I organize my dresser, the different drawers that I use, and where I put what, as well as how I fold some of the items. If you're into file folding and want some tips and tricks about that, I open up every single drawer in that video, so make sure you go check it out. Before I head to the third and final space where I have all of my clothing and accessories, I did want to mention it's ideal to have all of your clothing in 1 or 2 spaces if possible, and not to have it completely spread throughout your home. I think it's perfectly fine to have, you know, a dresser in your bedroom and then have a closet as well. That's the ideal situation, but you really want to work with what you have. Sometimes you might have a really small closet and either you use one closet and then your spouse has to use another closet. Sometimes that's just how the cookie crumbles. So being in an apartment and not having quite enough space for us, I do have a little bit more in my office. So let's head over there and I will show you exactly what I store there. The last place where I store some of my clothing and all of my accessories and our shoes is in my office. Now I have this large unit from Ikea. It is part of their PAX system, P-A-X. And if you're interested in something like this, it comes in multiple different colors, lots of sizes, different doors that you can have. I have some mirrored ones, but they have lots of different finishes. And then you can totally customize the inside as well. If you even have a home where you're trying to get a custom feel within your closet, you can do this PAX unit with or without the doors on it, and that's a really great way to get a custom feel inside your closet. Beyond that, I do want to explain a little bit more about what I keep in the PAX unit in my office. It's shared between my husband and I, having our shoes, again, accessories, a little bit of clothing, but beyond that, we keep all of our workout gear in here. I keep all of my craft supplies in there. I have some office supplies as well, our gift wrapping, so it's not just accessories and clothing and shoes. It does have a function actually in my office. With the clothing that I keep in here, the only clothing I keep in here is all of my big bulky sweaters. Thinner sweaters I do hang in my closet in the section where I keep my long sleeve shirts and my short sleeve shirts, but the big bulky sweaters I want to fold, and crazy enough, right now I don't have enough room in my dresser to have all of my sweaters in there. Maybe once I'm done with the sophisticated declutter I will, but for now I do have my sweaters in here. And like I said before, I want to try and keep all of my clothing in one spot, so it is a little frustrating to have my sweaters in here and not in my bedroom or closet with the rest of my clothing. The accessories I don't mind as much. Above my sweaters and on the inside of the door I keep all of my jewelry, and this little thin drawer is perfect to have these flat jewelry trays. I don't fill them up all the way completely, but I keep them there just in case, and I like having the tray system. It's really nice and convenient in here. It doesn't take up a ton of space. In the unit over, one to the left of my sweaters, that's where we keep all of our shoes, and I am a shoe lover. I have a ton of shoes. My husband has a very reasonable amount, but these pull-out drawers are awesome because they have 2 levels within each drawer. It makes more sense for the front part to be where the heels are because there's a little bit more space, and then the back parts can be where you have flats. I organize them by color, so starting at the bottom I have all of my black shoes, and again I have flats at the way back and then heels at the front, and then move up with different colors and try and sort that way, so when I go to get dressed I know exactly what color I'm looking for and then can kind of pick styles within that drawer. Last but not least, the unit on the far left is where I keep all of my handbags as well as my sandals. You'll see I have a few creative solutions in here. So my larger handbags just kind of sit up on their own. I do have a little pull-out rod where I have some of the larger handbags again, but my smaller clutches or things like that and my sandals, I got a little creative, and this is a tip for you that I've shared before, but looking at office organizers and letter sorters, mail organizers, those type of things are perfect for small purses as well as your sandals because you can put them together and slide them straight into those slots. So that is a great strategy. So that's it for my organized closet tour and seeing how I store all of my clothing as well as my accessories. I hope that you guys liked this little insight into all of my clothing storage and accessory storage. If you did, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and until next time, I will see you guys later.